Guten Morgen, muchachos. Welcome back to Football Digest Daily. My name is Josh. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. I hope it's coming along just fine. Now, we are finished with match day one. We had the last piece of action happening last night. We had Spurs taking on Leicester City. So now we have 10 games in. First full match day, done and dusted. And Spurs were away at King Power Stadium against the promoted Leicester City. And Spurs being Spurs, they did the same Spurs old shit. Lost a lead, dropped 2 points. Same old Spurs in my opinion. Spursy as you like. So Spurs, of course, they scored the first goal courtesy of Pedro Porro. Fantastic header. Assisted by, who was this? Madison. And then, of course, somewhere in the game, they just, first half, they looked really good. You know, Spurs on paper wanakaa vizuri. When you look at their striking, you look at Madison, the number 10. You look at Son. You look at, who was on the right? Who was on the right? Is it Brennan Johnson? You look at Dominic Solanke, you're thinking, that's a good lineup, you know? So they might do the thing against Leicester City. Nah. So they won 1-0, went to the halftime, then second half they just came back and just strolled through. And I was watching that game as I was working out, because I was working out late night. And the commentator was saying like it's very typical of Spurs, might be very typical of Spurs, and this is how Leicester might get themselves back into the game. If Spurs don't kill off the game, they have this knack of letting teams crawl back into the game and they draw points. And that is exactly what happened. Leicester City equalized, courtesy of Jamie Vardy, that 7-year-old veteran, who was assisted by Mavididi. Now, Mavididi is a former Arsenal guy. He used to be in the Arsenal Academy. So, how about getting back to the Premier League and then your first assist in your Premier League debut is against Spurs? Man, you can't write this shit up. I'm sure Mavididi was excited, man. And Mavididi was one of the brightest stars for Leicester City in the Championship. So, yeah, he's definitely one to watch out for. Aliwasumbua, I ain't gonna lie. He was a pain in their flesh. So, Spurs again. And I don't recall, ilikuwa ni game gani last season. They have this knack of, you take the lead, you don't kill off the game, the teams get back and they got them equalized. You can't even Bournemouth walifanya hivyo. I think they did that like twice. Typical Spurs, and that's exactly what happened. Leicester City got back into the game, and from that point on, it was all about Leicester. It seemed like Leicester might actually nick it in the end, but they did not. And yeah, it ended 1-1 draw. And then there are a few things to take from this. You know, like Jamie Vardy was being taken off. He was trolling, who was it? Is it Romero? You know, pointing to the badge and telling him, I have one Premier League title, you have 0. Typical Jamie Vardy shithousery. Exactly how you love to see it, man. Exactly how you love to see it. And Spurs, they tried to get back in this game. They did not, man. Ended in a 1-1 draw. And I'm like, Spurs, my man. Jesus. You know, like before the game, I actually thought Spurs were going to win. I just felt like they were stronger. Like I said, pleasing to deceive. On paper, Spurs look really good. Kwa ground, vitu ni different baya. Vitu ni different sana kwa ground. That's exactly what happened to Spurs. Now, I think they are most definitely bottom half. I know it's still early days, but yeah, typical of Spurs, man. The Jimmy Vardy shithousery one we'll have to see. Mavididi coming through for Leicester. Another thing you like to see. And you know, it's crazy. Jimmy Vardy, when this match was beginning, Jimmy Vardy was not playing this game. Like, at a certain day, Jimmy Vardy was not match fit for this one. He had been ruled out. And the other striker they have is Patson Daka. He had also been ruled out. So for me, I was like, no Patson Daka, no Jimmy Vardy. Let's start getting clapped for sure. Yo, only to find out like 1 hour to the game, Jimmy Vardy is in the starting 11. I'm like, what changed? Yeah, dude suddenly became match fit and then some. So good for Spurs, of course. Jimmy Vardy, I think, is the oldest player you have in the Premier League right now, if I'm not wrong. Is there a player who's like older than Jamie Vardy? Jamie Vardy is 37 years old. How old is Casemiro? Okay, Johnny Evans. I think Jamie Vardy is the oldest footballer right now in the Premier League, if I'm not wrong. I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong, of course. But yeah, he came through for Leicester City. I think he'll come through for them this time around. They will need him and then some this season. They need someone who's like him, more experienced and been there, done that. So yeah, I mean, Leicester City, they did themselves justice. They'll be very much proud of the point. Ange Postecoglou will be beating himself up, man, that they've not killed off the game. And you know, Ange before the game was saying, usually in my second season, I'm used to winning things. Usually, Spurs are not used to that. Maybe he didn't know that. It's not in their DNA. They don't do that. They're like, we want to win a trophy in the second season. They're like, no, reject that. Reject. This is Tottenham. What you talking about? We don't do trophies here. So, yeah, Angie, man, he definitely got character developed by his boys. Richarlison had a good chance in the second, of course, in the dying minutes, but, you know, too much weight in his header. and it of course went off wide. So yeah, start off with a draw. Leicester City will be proud of that because they were losing that game. Like I mentioned, they'll be okay with the draw. They were losing the game. They got themselves back. They almost nicked it. So they'd be okay with the point compared to losing all three. So Spurs, of course, they lost 3 points, went down to 1 point. So typical Spurs, nothing surprising there. Solanke did not score. Of course, I was watching out for him. He made some good movement, but eventually no goals to show for a guy who's known all about goals. So yeah, that's what's up with as far as match day 1 is concerned. Of course, whether the games being played on Saturday and Sunday and Friday. I mean, for me, the league started in earnest on Saturday at 5 p.m. Okay, let me not just say that. Started in earnest on Saturday from 3 because the first half against Liverpool against Ipswich was just drop. Snooze fest again. Elsewhere, Chelsea have signed, they have agreed a deal to sign Joao Felix on a permanent basis. Chelsea, they just keep signing. I mean, Chelsea, every time you wake up, they have signed a player. Ukilala wamke tena, wamesign mtu. Ukilala wamke wamesign. I'm like, this dude, where is he even coming to play at? Anakuja kucheza wapi? Why will you even be changing his clothes at? I mean, Chelsea's locker room has to be full by now. Honestly, they have to be making some extra room for the locker rooms for the guys. Joao Felix atakuwa anakaa wapi? Atakuwa anachangia nguo wapi? I mean, Chelsea already are trading in shifts as it is. But yeah, man. Anyway, Joao Felix to Chelsea seems like it's inevitable now. It's going to be coming. I think that also means now Conor Gallagher will be going to Atletico Madrid, who are playing last night against Villarreal. They did not win that game. They drew 2-2. So yeah, Conor Gallagher exiting Chelsea seems like it's inevitable now. Chelsea also holding out for 40 million euros for Romelu Lukaku from Napoli. Arsenal as well. They have rejected a bid of 25 million pounds from Nottingham Forest for Eddie Nketiah. All right, so it seems like the talks. Seems like Eddie's finally gonna be leaving Arsenal. Talks are ongoing for that deal. So yeah, I think it's a matter of time before he leaves. Just like how it's a matter of time before Mikel Merino joins the Arsenal. So it's something to watch for in this week. I think that might be sealed this week. So we just have to wait and see. All right. Now, your highlight of match day 1. What was it? Yeah, mine for me has to be what? Has to be Chelsea. Has to be VAR coming back as well. I mean, the choking of Kai Havertz and the ass grabbing of Jesus by Mascara, same guy. And that dude did not even see a card. Oh, he saw a card. Did not get red carded for that. I don't know how you choke someone and you don't get carded. Red carded. Yeah, and there was the brushing of foreheads between, I can't recall that guy's name from Southampton and Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär got red carded for it. But yeah, you need to kill Kai Havertz for you to get red carded for it. That's what the VAR is telling us. Typical. Yeah, so for me, that has to be the highlight. I don't see anything else to talk about. Brighton were up against Everton. I forgot the name of the team that Brighton were playing against in yesterday's Football Digest Daily. It's Everton. Yes. So let's wait and see what's going to happen in game week 2. Like I said, early days. Let's wait and see what's going to pop, man. Of course, the transfer window is still going on. There'll be some movements for sure. I understand also for Arsenal, but Ramsdale. I think, who is it? Is it Bournemouth? Or is it Southampton who have come with an offer of getting him, paying a £5 million loan fee and catering for majority of his wages? So yeah, there will be some movement, of course, for Arsenal. So let's be on the lookout for that. Have a fantastic one. Don't forget to check out Extra Digest podcast dropping later this week, most likely tomorrow or Thursday. Be on the lookout for that. God bless. Take care. Stay warm.